Namaste Jevin, I Jevin Shubhakumari, Assistant Professor in Jyoti Vidyapith, Women's University, Jaipur. Today I will have lecture on this topic, mechanism of nutrient transport to plant. How to nutrient transport to plant, which processes involved in it. Uptake of nutrient in plant. Mineral uptake is the process in which minerals enter the cellular material, typically following the same pathway, as water. The most normal entrance portal for the mineral uptake is through the plant root. During transport throughout a plant, mineral can exist xylem and enter cells that require them. Mineral ion cross the plasma membrane by the chemoosmotic mechanism. Plant absorb mineral in ionic form nitrate, phosphate, potassium ions all have difficulty crossing a charged plasma membrane. The uptake of the nutrient occur at both the root and the leaves. Water and mineral carbon dioxide ion may be taken up by the plant cells by two methods. First of all, passive absorption, and second, active absorption. The uptake of nutrient occurs at both the root and the leaves. Water and minerals carbon dioxide ions may be taken up by these method. Ions may be taken up by the plant cells by two methods, passive or active. In passive absorption, it is the absorption of mineral. It is the absorption of mineral without direct expenditure of metabolic energy. Without energy, nutrient is absorbed by the plant. Is in a passive absorption. Mineral salt absorption is not affected by the temperature and metabolic inhibitor, and rapid uptake of ions occur when the plant tissue are transferred from a medium of low concentration to high concentration. The major hypothesis theories that explain the mechanism of passive transport of ion are the mass flow theory, contact exchange theory, and carbonic acid exchange theory, Donnan equilibrium. These are the theory is related to passive absorption. First theory, mass flow. According to this theory, ions are absorbed by the root along with the mass flow of water under the effect of transpiration. This theory failed to explain the salt accumulation against the osmotic gradient. An increase in transpiration will increase the uptake of ions by the root, the uptake of ions by the free diffusion. Thus, mass flow of ions through the root tissue occur due to the transpiration pool in the absence of metabolic energy. Second one, contact exchange theory. According to this theory, the ion adsorbed on the clay micelles get adsorbed to the root in the exchange of 4 hydrogen ions. Previously, adsorbed on the roots, ions adsorbed on the solid particles oscillated within a small space. When the two particles are close enough to the oscillation space of an ion adsorbed to the one particle overlap the oscillation space of an ion adsorbed to another particle. Thus, exchange of ion may take place in the contact exchange theory. Third one, carbonic acid exchange theory. The soil solution provides medium for exchange of ion between the root and clay micelles. Carbon dioxide released in the respiration of roots form a carbonic acid by reacting with the water of the soil solution. Carbonic acid then associate in the soil solution to form H plus and HCO3 carbonic acids. Show above expression. H plus ions are adsorbed to the clay micelles in exchange for the cation, such as a potassium, which are released into the soil solution. From here, they may diffuse to the root, where they may be adsorbed in the exchange for H plus ions. These are the processes how to carbonic acid exchange theories is react. And, just example, CO2 carbon dioxide react with the H2O, make solution, and H plus ions release, and carbonic acid also released, and H plus ions replaced by the potassium ion in carbonic acid exchange theory. Donnan equilibrium. In this theory, cell membranes is composed of the macromolecules or molecules of protein and lipids that have many carboxyl groups. Carboxyl groups means COH and phosphate, HPO3 groups, from which positively charged particles like protons of hydrogen can dissociate, leaving the macromolecules with a negative charge. Thus, the membrane is usually negatively charged. The negative charge are not diffusible because they are within the membrane structure. These negatively charged ions on the membrane called fixed ions. The negatively charged membrane is called Donnan phase. Fifth one, diffusion. Diffusion is the most important process in the passive observation. Diffusion process operates when ions move from an area of high concentration to one of low concentration by the random thermal motion. High to low concentration. In which theory? Diffusion. As plant root absorb nutrient from the surrounding soil solution, a diffusion gradient is set up. A high plant requirement or high root absorbing power result in strong sink or high diffusion gradient favoring ion transport. Mainly three soil factors which influence the movement of nutrient ions into root through the diffusion, namely diffusion coefficient, concentration of nutrient in the soil solution, and buffering capacity. These are the three factors which affect the diffusion process. Which one? First one, diffusion coefficient. Second one, concentration of nutrient in the soil solution. Third one, buffering capacity. Sixth one, ion exchange. In ionic exchange mechanism, anion or cation from within cells are exchanged with the anions cation of equivalent charge of the external source. The process of ion exchange can be explained by two theories. First, contact exchange theory. The second one, carbonic acid exchange theory. Active absorption. In this absorption, plant spend energy to absorb nutrient from the soil solution. The active transport of ion from the outer space of the cells to the inner space is generally occurred against the concentration gradient and hence require metabolic energy. This energy obtained from the metabolism of the cells either directly or indirectly. The major hypotheses that explain the mechanism of active transport of ions are: first, carrier concept, transport by the carrier proteins; second, cytochromic pump, transport by electrochemical gradient concentrated by the electron transport system. Two theories involved in this observation. First one, carrier concept or cytochrome pump. Thank you guys. If you have any doubt in inquiry regarding this session, please write in the comment box.